welcome to the AYB netcast, and this is fantastic. This is fantastic, and it's a very special netcast. Today I've got with me Mr. Mansa. I'll let him introduce himself. For me, I know you know me very well. I present this on a regular basis. I'm Dr. John Lukomona, chairman of Amaka Bwingi, and with me is Mr. Mansa. Introduce yourself, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Lukomona, for this opportunity. As you say, my name is Mansa. I reside in Wolverhampton, but my main focus really in this is entrepreneurship and enterprise amongst Zambians, really doing business for Zambia.
Fantastic. This is what we want to hear. And we're going to have a dialogue, a chat, and we find a reason why you should get involved as Zambian living in diaspora. Even Zambian in the mainland, we need to link up. Now, Mr. Mansa, you've been in the first time I met you, I read one of your papers. Now, what few ways do you have for people in the diaspora regarding engaging themselves into the investment programs? What message do you have for them, and why should they do so?
Well, as you say, it's quite some time back that I began encouraging Zambians to pool resources together with a view to investing in Zambia. If we Zambians are going to have a stake in the country, quite apart from our birthright, we really need to participate in the economic development and have a share in the wealth of the country.
That's fantastic. And you're aware that we are doing a big function to receive His Excellency Lieutenant Colonel Bizwayo Newton Konika, the High Commissioner to the United Kingdom. This meeting is big because we are inviting all chief executives, business owners, community leaders, and I believe every Zambian is a chief executive. This is what I gather. Mr. Mansa, have you not seen that Zambians are entrepreneurial by heart? And what would you tell them regarding coming to this meeting?
Well, yes, Zambians are. You know, if you look back, even right now, the marketeers, even in townships, people, you know, selling tumbua and all this, that is the entrepreneurial spirit. But I think we need to rise to another level of the corporate level. We do not work that well at that level. You know, we can look at other nationalities and learn from them on how they cooperate. Yes,
and corporate level comes in when business to business, they come together. And the meeting we are inviting you to come to on the 31st of March 2012 is a big meeting. 31st of March 2012 is meetings of chief executive, community leaders. We want to go to a corporate level. Now, I know that in every nation, SMEs provide employment at a larger scale as compared to the big business. Now, this is where you become very important. Now, Mr. Mansa, what information have you got for people who are in SMEs and they just want to work on their own? Because we want them to come together. What advantage is there for SMEs to come together at a corporate level?
Well, there are many advantages. First of all, the main one is cross-fertilization. You know, the Lone Ranger approach that we sometimes like as Zambians, you know, it works up to a certain level. But really, to go from the Lone Ranger level to higher level, you need to hook in with others who think like you, who have similar visions regarding enterprise, so that you learn from each other. Sometimes you don't even know that you lack something until you see how somebody else is actually operating.
I like the point is raised there, cross-fertilization. And sometimes a vision that you've got, which has been struggling to rise up, but when you meet somebody with similar ideas or complementary idea, you can shoot up to the next level. This is what the networking meetings are going to do. And now, when you mention cross-fertilization, that is actually comes into informal learning, isn't it? Because sometimes you can go to a school, informal learning. And what's the advantage of that informal learning when you meet with other people?
Well, first of all, you know, you learn by the example of others. Exposure is one great way of learning. Yes. You know, you can read books, yes, it's important, but then you do not actually have the opportunity of asking about an idea, whereas a person, you can ask them, they can explain, it leads to another thing.
That's right.
They may even find that, maybe they can actually do business with you.
That's right. That's a point. That's a point. Ask at a network meeting what happens. In fact, I'd say spend not too much time with one person, especially the person you know. If you meet them at a meeting, don't talk to them too much because you already know them. You deal with them. But when you meet a new person with a new dimension, those are the ones you want to spend a little more time. You can learn from them. When you ask a question, you are learning. And actually, the point you've mentioned about you may now do business with the person, you find a customer and you find also a colleague to learn from.
That's right.
Is it now how much money can you pay to go and learn some aspects of business that you just find in a network meeting? Probably you can pay £20 to go to a meeting and you have a deal, a big deal that could bring you £10,000. Could you buy that anywhere? So network meetings are important. Now I'd like you to talk about network meetings, their intrinsic importance.
Well, as we have said, you learn something that you probably didn't even, know and bargain about. It's important really from the aspect. For instance, I'll give an example.
Mm-hmm.
I went in February last year. I was invited to go to a business convention in Las Vegas. There were quite a number of Zambians that came from Zambia. They were making presentation, trying to look for partners in America. But a number of us ended up partnering with two of them. And we have invested in their companies.
You see, and if they went to advertise for investors, it's a huge cost. But it only cost them a few thousands of pounds to travel there.
Yeah.
It would have got advertisement. I do advertise for events and other things. It's costly. Just a little tiny advert can cost you £500. But when you come into a network meeting, you cut out all those costs. And also, people you can never meet or people you can never access by appointment, you can access them. It's not that important.
Yes, it is.
I can give an example. I was in London in December 2011, 9th December 2011. The meeting was called Zambia is ready or open for business. We met big guys. And from that meeting, I've made at least 5 important contacts, which if I'd applied, they would have put me on the pile. He said, maybe next 2 years before we get to the bottom. But because it was a networking meeting, we met there, we exchanged cards, and also the environment where you meet, the people who are present, tells a story. For example, we are receiving His Excellency, Lieutenant Colonel Biswan Kunika. He's a presidential representative. These are very important people. Now, what can you say about that, Mr. Mansa?
I think it's very important because, these are people that are part of the structures of government.
Yes.
And would facilitate one doing business with Zambia.
Yes.
And if you need any advice from them, when you have met a person, it becomes easier.
That's right, yes.
To talk to them.
That's
rather than over the phone, they don't know. But if you can refer
Yes.
to the meeting that you had,
Yes.
it does certainly make the conversation that more richer than it would have been otherwise.
Indeed. And that's also called upskilling, learning. And nowadays, most people, the big thing called CPD. It's also continuous professional development. When you are at a network meeting, somebody who have a business like this one, they present on their details, another person, you begin to see the dimensions and the diversity of businesses which are present in the community. That in itself gives you where to go when you want what service. Now, in terms of knowing about the services of other businesses, what does a networking meeting do, or what's your experience in that?
Quite a lot. You can read about what an enterprise provides, etc. It's different when you hear it from the horse's mouth, so to speak, because there's the body language there, there is the emphasis there, and there is an aspect of motivation that you actually get from there and say, oh yes, so this is what is happening. Then they also tell you how they started. You learn from that as well. So networking is very, very important, really, because it's very difficult to outline and itemize every aspect. As they say, you go, the ambience in that gathering has a story to tell as well.
Indeed. And also, if you're afraid, the people that you see at a meeting presenting about the businesses, they went through the same path. You learn how they conquer their fears.
Absolutely.
In fact, fear is not real, some people say. There's an acronym that actually, FEAR. Do you know that one, Mr. Mansa?
No.
F stands for, okay, I'll find the acronym on top of that one. I'll find the acronym. It's very interesting. Fear is not real. It's your imagination. But once you step out, you find that actually it's so easy. But to step out, you need to hear from somebody who has gone through the same path. Now, Mr. Mansa, is there an example you can give us of where you've worked as a team and things are beginning to work in the diaspora?
Yes, we've just been to a meeting of Zenit. This is an initiative of a number of us in both in Zambia and in the diaspora.
That's right.
And we currently have a roof tiling plant in Ndola. And we actually strike ahead to try and market our product, and also to explain the advantages of using concrete roof tiles as opposed to iron sheets, because it's cooler, even in hot months, etc. So that is one that we have come together as Zambians. But in clusters, I also have some business enterprises in Mbala, because that's my home base.
That's right.
And things are working quite well.
And that's all based on clusterization, people in diaspora and also people in Zambia, people coming together.
Yes.
And this is possible through networking, because without networking, those people, they cannot hear about what you do. So things do work, don't they?
Yes, they do. There are challenges, but yes, by and large, they do work.
That's fantastic. And we also, Amaka, most of what you have read about this, people in clusters, by group shares on the stock market, the listed companies there. We do all sorts of things. And this is a time. We know that Zambia is a hotspot for investment. Will this remain forever? Today, tomorrow will be a different day. You got to start investing now. Mr. Mansa, what advice have you got for people who procrastinate? While Zambia is a good place to invest, would those people who wait, would the board wait for them? What do you say?
No. They say success is for those that will hustle.
That's right.
And the people that actually wait, it's better to strike when the iron is hot.
That's right.
If you miss the opportunity, when the train is moving, it's very difficult to jump on it.
That's right.
And it's gone.
It is.
Sadly, the people that are seizing the opportunity in the main are not Zambians. And we are saying, yes, ours is a liberalized economy, but we also do need the Zambians to participate.
Yes.
Okay, we haven't had a culture of investment, but it's now that maybe the current generations can break the ice.
That's right.
In that realm of investment.
And this, we are creating foundations. Don't always look at 5 years, 10 years, look at a longer term, 250 years later. We've got to look at legacies as well. But the good news is that as you invest, you also reap a reward. This is wonderful, and I'm so delighted, and I'm expecting you to come to the 31st of March 2012. 31st of March 2012, 1 p.m. program starts, arrival 12:20. Be on time. If you go on the website, www.amakawing.org, and if you're watching, maybe you're already on the website. I'm expecting you there. I'll ask Mr. Mansa to just greet the people as we sign off. Mr. Mansa.
Yeah, thank you. I would encourage those that can, please come so that we can network, cross-fertilize. We do really need to step up a gear from just supporting our relatives through our remittances, etc. Some of which we don't see what they actually bring about. But working together corporately or even in small groups, pulling resources together, exchanging ideas, etc., we will definitely step up a gear and participate in the economic development of our motherland.
Thank you very much. On that note, I'm saying let's welcome His Excellency Lieutenant Colonel Bizwan Konika on the 31st of March 2012 in the Zambian and Friends business community. Let's take the community to the next level of engagement. Corporate, wonderful, and we can make a big impact. The $400 billion US statistically talked about in terms of remittances can be structured into proper businesses and create employment. We've got 9 provinces in Zambia, maybe 10 provinces. We can create businesses in those areas, and it's going to happen because you get involved. Signing off. Thank you very much, Mr. Mansa. Some of you've been going through a parable. You find that you're no longer working your profession, but you're doing some type of job. I tell you, that type of job you're doing, you are laying business systems so that you can set up your own business in that area and begin to generate big income. Come to this meeting. There'll be powerful speakers. If you go to the page on the event details, there is some programs that we put on there. Will be coming to speak. There's more materials that we are adding on there. We don't want to put too much in there, but I want you to be guaranteed that you're going to have a wonderful time, a time of development, a time of linking up. This is your time. I'll see you again. I'm going to be producing this until the 31st of March. I want us to make it happen. You make it happen because you are the person in the seat of development. Would you come? Yes, you will. Thank you very much.